Hello ladies and gents, welcome back with another commentary in the Bronze to Diamond Yasuo series, or playing Yasuo only. My runes this game, as you saw, is the same patch as last time. 980 reds, 9 armor yellows, 9 magic resist blues, and 3 attack speed Quinns, which again is the standard 80 carry page, low budget. I just leveled this account and jumped into ranked straight at 30. The masteries I'm running is 18012, with emphasis on Warlord's Bloodlust and in the Ferocity tree and Runic Armor in the Resolve tree, because I'm against the Quinn top lane, which is a very... she's a lane bully. Oh, and the Tam Kench, our support, gets very mad here, which shit like this happens. Don't get mad, shit happens. I'm against a lane bully, so I picked Warlord's Bloodlust because I think it's the best talent to survive lane, but I'll later come to realize that there are better options for how I play. You'll see how I start up terribly this game, really bad, because I know how Quinn plays, I know how strong she is, but I also either overestimate my abilities to play Yasuo or underestimate her ability to play Quinn. Probably a little bit of both. And yeah, sometimes I'll tilt so much because I make small mistakes. But anyways, already I'm pushing the lane because I hope to get level 2 before she does. I'm experimenting with power spikes. So if I can get level 2 before her and start killing her, which I don't, but start hitting her and get a favorable trade, I hope to win the lane off of that, off of her being scared. But I don't even realize she started boost 3 potions, which I have no idea why anyone would do that instead of corrupting potion. It's just far superior. But I managed to fuck up the lane anyway. And at level 4 I think I'm actually going in for good, because she makes a mistake somehow, I think. I'm not even taking wall level 3 because I have no idea. I have this set skill order on my head, which you should never have. You should always be able to adapt. And I'm trying to get some poke in whenever I can. As I said before, Quinn is a lane bully. She thrives off of pushing you into tower and then hitting you on the tower, making you miss CS, or just freezing the lane and making you unable to farm. And when she gets 6, she'll just roam and kill everyone on your team, if she gets a lead, which she actually manages to do this game. I'm running exhaust this game, which again I shouldn't have done, but I don't know better. Also, you should you should know that I've watched a couple of videos and some cool tricks you can do at the point this video is recorded. So you'll see me trying to make pass over walls in the jungle using dash, and you'll see me fucking up a EQ flash combo. It's, yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm learning as well. I think this wave, when I'm half done trimming this wave, I'm going in. Because I'm level 4 and I have wall up, yeah. I already missed. I should have backed out here, but she goes back in again and spends a lot of damage on my wall. And I exhaust way too late. I should exhaust her damage, and this is where I fuck up. She has the potion running, and I even blow my flash. Things like this tilt me so bad. It tilts me so much. I can live with people making mistakes. I can better them right now. I can always look at myself, but I can't make people play better right now. So there's no point in getting mad at the Ashe that died at 30 seconds because she was watching Facebook or fapping off to airy porn. I don't know. The only constant in your games is yourself, which is the only... until you get into high challenger, you will never face the same person 3 games in a row or something like that. It can happen, but it's the exception, not the rule. So concentrate on bettering yourself, which is what I'm doing with this YouTube series, looking to get better. I end up playing around. This game I don't end up with some fancy score. I die 2 times in lane and actually don't die anywhere else because I set my mind to it. If you can lose lane, it's okay to lose lane. There's nothing wrong with losing lane. Some lanes are unwinnable. I won't say Yasuo versus Quinn is unwinnable by the Yasuo because I should be winning. I'm a better player, but some lane matchups are impossible to win outright because the champion just has an advantage. But I don't want to use this as an apology. Right now I'm just trying to freeze the wave because I don't know why Quinn isn't here yet. She even has TP, but I think she's waiting for gold. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm just making her lose as much CS as possible. Last hitting only when I have to. Meanwhile I'm looking around the map to see how my team is doing, because I'm actually scared of doing too bad this game. But it all ends up good. But again, not a fancy score. As soon as your opponent walks the lane, check what items they have. This will help you determine if you can continue trading or if you should just stay away. And now I realize she has a BF sword. So me trading is the dumbest thing I can do. I have to be really smart about trading. And trading as Yasuo is still something I'm learning. You have to really plan out your trades. What minion am I dashing to? What minion am I dashing back to when I've hit the opponent? Things like that. It's always something you have to remind yourself. Eing onto a minion to E onto your opponent and Q the knock up, and then Eing back is hard to retaliate to. So that's the ideal harassment combo. As long as you're farming with Q, obviously. She always... she isn't pushing her advantage. She's way stronger than I am right now. So again, I'm just freezing the wave, but she could be pushing me under tower and harassing me way more than she is. This probably wouldn't have helped her since I have Warlock's Bloodlust, so as soon as I get below 50% HP, I'm gonna lifesteal back a lot of health. And you used to be able to do this with Graves because Warlock's Bloodlust wasn't reduced, the lifesteal wasn't reduced because Graves is ranged, but I still have the 50% lifesteal at 20% HP, I think it is. So I can sustain forever, as long as I get to auto-attack something. Which she should be conscious about not letting me do. Always walking up threatening every last hit I take. I'll talk about this in my last video as well. That you should, if you're ahead, you should contest every single last hit you can. Doing it as a war of attrition, I call it. Which is taking every little advantage you can and pressure it and to get a further advantage. It can be hard to consciously think about. I think it's hard to do several games in a row, but you can set your mind to it. You can do it. Nice meme. Yeah, the Kayle ends up doing really well. The bot lane isn't even doing well, and for some reason here I trade as well. I have no reason to trade. There's absolutely no reason. And the dumbest part, I can probably kill her. But now I hesitate. And this ends up costing me more of my advantage I had built up because I have more CS than her, but I'm still behind. And if you look at the minimap, I try to just waste as much of time as I'm trying again. Trying to waste as much of her time as possible. I even end up making Twisted Fate TP, so I got a little bit out of it, but still, it's not worth my death. And Kayle overextends here. It's okay that she tries to, but there's really no point. She doesn't know where the jungler is, so yeah. always know, or always think about every variable you can. And instead of Quinn made the big mistake of, okay, there's so many mistakes happening. Holy shit. Okay, first of all, what you're watching now, Twisted Fate went bot lane after TPing halfway to top with his ultimate. Then he walked bot lane to help, instead of just letting Sejuani handle it, which she could. There's no reason, nothing would come of that if people were playing like they should be playing, of course, which isn't always the case, but yeah. Also, Quinn chose not to, after killing me, pushing the wave into my tower, so I actually didn't even lose a lot from dying from the big mistake I made. And she also does the mistake of roaming too much this game, which allows me to get back into the game. She stays around mid for a very long time, and she doesn't realize where I've been warding, which also is a big thing to know. Knowing where your opponent has vision of you, this can play a big role when you're playing stealth characters like Evelyn jungle. You can play with people around their vision. And Quinn, for some reason, doesn't come top here. I actually walked back from the tower because she's way stronger than me, and I have no minions around to E or dash to, so I'm recalling now. But for some reason she recalled and TP'd back to lane. So in 50 seconds I'll have a summon advantage. I have exhaust, and again I should have had TP, but I think exhaust at this point was the better choice, which it isn't. But yeah. You live and you learn. And she doesn't shove it into the tower completely. Also, you should notice the amount of Deathfire Grasp on this team. I don't know why Louis players have an obsession with Deathfire Grasp. There's very few champions that it's actually good at. Actually good on, like Jin and Brand, dot champions. And Jin, because he gets a huge amount of AD, which makes it scale ridiculously. And this is where she did well, but then she just leaves. She was auto-attacking me on the tower, dodging tower shots, and actually doing what she should be doing, to keep punishing me. And instead she roams mid to a kill that probably shouldn't be happening, but because Nidalee doesn't pay attention, she dies. Again, I don't know why I expect something of people, because I pinged that Quinn was going mid lane, and she Nidalee walks back to the tier 1 tower, which I would like to say was a mistake on my part, but I have something to do with it. Even though it was because Nidalee died because she didn't move. But for some reason people don't get mad at me, even though I'm 0-2. And I'm still very careful of not trying to trade with Quinn. She's still very far ahead. She has Caulfield's Warhammer and a beef sword and upgraded boots. She's, I'd say, probably a BF sword or something of the like ahead of me. Right now I'm thinking about how I should build, which is bad that I'm doing this within the game. This should be something you do before the game. Always think about, if I get behind, how do I build? If I'm ahead, how do I build? If I'm ahead, I'm usually going Phantom Dancer anyway, but you could go Static Shift. And if I was really ahead, I would go Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge. But right now I'm really far behind, so I'm going tanky and hoping to play around the Kayle, who's doing well right now. Last time I talked about Kayle doing that well, she had 4 kills and 1 death, I think. So it's okay to lose lane, just don't lose too hard. Losing is fine, just don't go 0-7. Play safe and let go of your ego. Because your ego isn't going to win your games. So she for some reason recalls here, so I just walk mid and take towers. We end up behind in kills, but way ahead in gold, because we take towers. I see Nidalee around mid, I see Kayle pushing up, we might as well take the tower. I wall his wave clear off, and we have the damage to take down the tower. Meanwhile the jungler is bot lane, so there was no danger. And this is the most important part. The score in the corner doesn't mean a lot. Obviously if you're 20 kills behind it means a lot, but if you're 3 kills down but 3 towers up, you shouldn't care. You shouldn't give a damn. You're way behind global gold, which is the important part. Yes, you can play Riven and rely on stomping your lane and then walking mid and stomp their lane, and walk bot, stomp their lane. But this isn't going to happen every game. Towers are going to fall every game. And if you can trade something for... If you can trade early game, if you can trade a dragon for a tower, that's worth it. Dragon is very good early game. So if you can get rolling off the towers, it's very much worth it. At this point I realize I'm actually ahead of Quinn in gold. She just came back to lane with Essence Reaver, which is 3.6k gold, I think, and Swiftness Boots, which is 1,000 gold. And I have 1,500 gold in my bag, and 800, 300, that's 1,100, 1k1, and Phantom Dancer to 2,600. So I actually have about 500 or 600 gold more than Quinn does. And now she does the mistake of roaming even though she sees me coming. And I have exhaust up, which is the important part. Kayle blocks a lot of damage, but not nearly enough, and I exhaust too early. But nonetheless, she dies, because Kayle is maxing Q. And he does the mistake of stopping up here for a last hit. Because I have Phantom Dance, I have way more movement speed. And instead of trying to hit the Q, just walk up to him until he can't dodge the Q anymore. Now I'm ahead in gold. Quinn shouldn't be able to do anything to me now, because I'm behind. I'm choosing to build tank earlier. At this point would have normally built Phantom Dancer into Triforce. But because I'm behind and Kayle is doing well, I might as well build tank. So I'm building pseudo tank, which Warlord's Bloodlust isn't good for, but I thought it was to some degree. Like, yeah, I mainly picked it just to not lose lane as hard. But I could have picked Grasp and done well as well, because she wasn't even harassing me too much. I could probably have one lane off of not taking Warlord's Bloodlust. I really don't know what Ezreal is doing here. He's hitting the dragon instead of hitting Nidalee. I have no idea. We got a free dragon. Sorry, I'm just taking a sip of my water. Also, you should learn one of the big things about League of Legends is the wave management. I instead of going top lane to clear the wave when I recalled, I looked at the wave and made the connection that the wave would hit the tower in about 30 or 40 seconds. So I had time to recall, shop and walk back to lane, and I lost 3 minions. This is something that is very important to learn. You can see, you just have to count the amount of caster minions. If there's 2 more, it will take a little while. If there's 4 more, it will take... You can actually make an endless freeze with 4 caster minions. So there's lots of videos about wave management on YouTube. If I remember, I'll link one in the description, because that is one of the most important things you can learn in this game, and it applies to every single game. It allows you to buy your power spikes and lose nothing. It allows you to spend your time more effectively. Also, this game, as I know, I'm not a you could call it a force to be reckoned with. I don't have a lot of killing power. I'll spend most of my time split pushing or being as much of I'll pressure the map to draw people top lane, which I managed to draw 3 people top lane, but still people are dying bot lane because reasons. Right now I'm actually thinking about trying to kill what's called Quinn, because I'm testing my limits, as I've said a million times now. I want to know what I can do and what I can't do. So I want to try, but I already know that she will just kite my ass off because she has red buff. Like, if she just E's on me, I have no chance. So I decided to wait out her red buff, which is why I clicked on her portrait and saw her items. Always do this when you see a champion. You'll see me do this every time. Again, here, play around the fed party member. I block the damage for Kayle. I ultimate for the CC for Kayle. I know they'll try to kill Kayle, so I immediately exhaust Quinn and go in front of her to take the damage. And this nets us 3 kills for Kayle. And Tom can stretch the body for some reason, to no avail. Ezreal pussies out because he can't do anything, and we get a free tower again. And this is all because of either wave management or smart play. If you're behind, realize that you're not the one going to carry this game. But if you're 0-2 and your mid lane is 4-1, hell yeah, that mid lane is going to do work. At least if he has half a brain. But you cannot win every game. Just, yeah, half a brain. She chooses to take punishment from 3 people because she wants the tower. Objectives aren't worth your death unless it's for the greater good of the team. So sacrificing yourself to hold people off from Baron can be worth it, as long as your team gets the Baron, which is a gamble sometimes. Again, I'll go back to thinking the thought process behind item buys. I consider Phantom Dancer and what's it called, Triforce, the core of the build. I really enjoy Phantom Dancer Triforce. It gives tankiness, and you can actually play Yasuo as something that's in a fight and not just in and out, like my sex life. Play him as a bruiser. I love playing bruisers, so naturally I'll be playing him like a bruiser. I'll probably realize that this is a worse way to carry at some point, but I don't know yet. I'm just having fun with this. But I really want the what's called Mercury Treads, because they have Twisted Fate. I can block his stun, and I can do so as well to what's his face, Sejuani. But I can't do that every single time. So I'd rather have the sure way of not being CC'd forever. Also, it's not fun to be CC'd. I actually should have bought, I think, a Doran Shield at the start of the lane instead. Going Doran Shield into... yeah, I did it. Going Doran Shield into the armor boots, the ninja tab. Because sometimes you're better off building armor. Against Pantheon, you should be building armor. You should start Cloth 5, because Cloth armor and 5 potions will help you negate more damage than a Doran Shield will. It'll give you more regeneration, it'll give you more effectiveness. Because the Doran Shield provides damage reduction from auto attacks. And the Cloth armor, it just gives armor, which reduces damage taken from everything physical damage. And the Pantheon won't be auto-attacking you much, but he'll be throwing spears at you. This is the most risky dragon ever. There's no reason to take this dragon. But they don't react to it. You should have been there instantly. And now, because I'm a greedy motherfucker, I'll take this wave, because even though Ashe wants it, because I believe more in me than I believe in her, and she hasn't been doing so very well. But she actually ends up doing okay. No fancy score, but she stops fucking up. This is me trying to see what I can do, because I'm tanky now. And I think I'm ahead. We're still behind the goal, but... And this is me fucking up the... when I can Q to use the tornado, and when I can Q to spin around myself. And Warlord's Bloodlust saved me so bad here. I would like to say this wasn't luck, but yeah, it definitely wasn't skill either. I was knowing a little bit about my limits. Because of Warlord's Bloodlust, I'm almost half HP again. So again, playing around the people that I fed, I could see Nidalee coming, or Tomkinch coming, and Nidalee was there around red buff, I think. Yeah, and Nidalee was doing okay. So I chose to say there, I'm tanky enough to keep people off, and I have Warlord's Bloodlust, so I can survive for a long time. And this gives us a free inhibitor. I would have liked to recall a long time ago, but yeah. You should always look to get your power spikes, but not sacrificing map pressure for it. I continue this play because we have map pressure. We are 5 people on the map, they are 3. So me recalling now would negate some of them, which there's no point in doing. Me finishing my 24s won't make up for 2 people missing. Okay, so now I'm just going to recall and get my 24s, I think. Or am I actually going to make the play bot lane? No, not yet. I'm getting my 24s, yeah. And now I just want more tankiness. I think I'm building into a Sterex, either a Sterex or Frozen Mallet. And I actually don't know why I'm going top lane here. I should have pinged what's her face, Nidalee down to bot lane, so we could go bot lane and take the tower, take the inhibitor. But they end up getting caught and die, both of them, I think. No, Ashe gets a pocket kill here. I have no idea how. But they end up just walking into her one by one. No coordination whatsoever. It's hilarious. But as you see, I'll tell myself now, stop fucking up, stop dying for no reason at all. And this helps me to pull my shit together. And the tower needs 1 hit here, but I don't see it because I don't know. I don't pull my camera up. I'll tell myself to stop fucking up and stop dying, and oftentimes that'll help. I got so tilted after dying the first time, and I tried to realize what my limits were, and I still fucked it up, which tilts me even more. You have to do something amazing to make me tilt, because of what other people do. I'll almost only tilt because I make a mistake, or make mistakes. Also, you will see me fail an EQ flash combo at some point. It's embarrassing. Because it's not even close. Yeah. We could just end this game, but I don't know. I don't think Kayle recalled, and I don't think Ashe recalled to spend the gold. We are so far ahead now. We've lost 2 towers. Yeah, this was the play. Again, playing around, CCing for Kayle to rape them. And now again, we're 2 people ahead. But for some reason, Ashe is going top lane. I have no idea why she would ever go top lane. We can end the game now if she wants to. Here it is. Yeah. No comment. And now she realizes we should probably go mid lane and end the game. People are really bad at closing games out. I mean really bad at closing games out in bronze. It's terrible. Also really annoying. because you can walk around forever thinking, yeah, we could win this game 5 minutes ago if we wanted to really. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.